take forward the discussion, may I please request Heena Gambhir, News Editor, Times Now, to kindly come up on stage and steer this conversation. The guests include Rajesh Chandan, the Chairman, Elements Wellness, Indiashopee; Ruchika Panesar, she's the country head, India NatWest Group; Sanjay Salunkhe, CMD, Jaro Institute of Technology, Management and Research; and of course, Mr. Shiva Shailendran is also there. He is the Director, Consumer Growth and Categories at Uber India and South Asia. It's over to you, Heena.
Thank you, Sumita. Building the India advantage. Now that's something that we are going to be discussing with our wonderful panel this afternoon. And let me just tell you, we've got like a very interesting panel here with us. We have Rajesh, who represents the wellness space. We have Ruchika, who represents the banking space. We have Sanjay, who represents the higher education space, and also Shiva, who represents essentially the mobility space. And because we are talking about scripting a tomorrow, so the actions that we take today, the actions that are taken today are going to be extremely important for our country. And today, India is being seen as a key engine when it comes to the global growth. So I want to ask each one of you, with respect to the sectors that you represent, what is that one advantage that India really has right now? Let's start with you, Shiva.
Well, I'm representing Uber. I'm sure most of you have been customers of Uber. We've been in India for close to 13 years now. The reality of the business is we have diversified quite a bit in the last 13 years. What started as a typical four-wheeler ride-sharing company has now diversified into four-wheelers, three-wheelers, two-wheelers, going deeper into the market with metro ticketing. And all of this is because consumer preferences are shifting, right? And this is a very, very unique thing about India. A very unique feature about India, if I have to answer to your question, which is the consumer preferences, the kind of challenges and opportunities that we have in India are very unique, which helps us in multiple ways. One is the kind of innovation that we do in India. A lot of these products that I just mentioned are India-first products. They're now being exported globally. We're also having the opportunity to build a huge tech team in India based out of Bangalore and Hyderabad. A lot of tech for Uber globally is now being built out of India. And this unique consumer segmentation provides us the opportunity to then double down upon what we need to do to trigger growth over the next 5 years. And the ambition keeps shifting. What started as just a four-wheeler ride-sharing player, the ambition has now shifted to becoming a one-stop shop for mobility for all consumer needs in India, right? And that requires a very different mindset, a very different strategy and that approach to how you approach the market. So
I think which also requires you to be on your toes all the time, because if preferences are shifting,
absolutely,
things are evolving, so you have to also sort of ensure that you cater to your customers accordingly. Interesting. Ruchika, what is your view? What is that one India advantage that we have right now?
Thank you, Heena. First of all, thank you for having me. Hi, I'm Ruchika. I'm part of the NatWest Group. We are a UK bank. And when you think about banking, very much so banking is transforming based on consumer expectations changing. That's the only constant, is how consumer expectations are changing across the globe. And for us, the India advantage is in the demographics, is in the talent play. When you think of us, we in India are about 18,000 colleagues. We're about a third of the global bank in the country. And we're a microcosm of the global bank, right? We run a lot of our technology, data, AI, finance, risk, operations out of India. And we take advantage of that phenomenal talent base that we have, the pace of skilling that's happening in the country, as well as, if I may, over the last half a decade, the innovation that has happened in the digital public infrastructure all the way up and down the stack, and how that has had an effect on that demographic And the talent is what we are taking advantage of even as we build our teams here.
Okay. Talent pool, demographic dividend, great. Rajesh Chandan, what is your view?
Today, if you see the internet costs in India, it's just 10 to 15 rupees per GB. Compared to the world, where is the average is around $3 to $4 per GB. This has made an India advantage to scale up at a larger level. A smallest tier 2 or a tier 3 cities can also export their goods, can reach to the global audience across. We at Elements Wellness, we have 900 plus shops across India, point of sales. We have 5 lakh plus wellness experts. We make sure that all our transactions are 100% digital. That's an added advantage. Through the internet connection, we are able to reach to the remotest location. I'm a part of something called National Traders Welfare Board of India, which is the government of India's part, which conducts meeting every week and make sure that every individual trader across India, they can give their queries to the government and they get resolution. More than 2,350 resolutions we are given, which means it builds the confidence to the last point, to the last trader also, that Indian digital economy is helping them to scale up to the biggest level. So that's the India advantage of what we have today.
Okay. Shiva.
I'm Sanjay.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. So I'm from Jaro Education. Jaro Education is 2009 formed company, 16 years bootstrap in edtech, where the space is little defamed or whatever, but profit making since inception, and dilution only done when we got listed on 30th of September last year. Okay. To your point, demographics are in favor of India. 65% of our population is below the age of 35. That's one biggest advantage. Second advantage is in India, we first tell our kids, learn, learn, learn. And later on, if it is difficult, earn and learn. Right? And if you look at the global market on digital learning, edtech is globally around $250 billion US, and it's expected to be more than $400 billion US by 2030. Same way in India, the total addressable market for the higher education, online and certification was in 2023 around 13,200 crore, which is expected to be by 28, 41,450 crore. So the CAGR growth is around 25.7%. And fortunately now, the IIMs and IITs have plunged into executive education in a major way. Earlier it was not the case. And because of the new education policy, 2020, wonderful things are happening. The online degree diplomas are put at par with the conventional degree diplomas. By that, there's a big upsurge by the corporate acceptance for the online programs. Second, the National Education Policy mentioned that the higher education GR, gross enrollment ratio, to be increased to 50% by 2035, which is currently only 29-30%. The humongous task, right? So online has to be there. Correct? And in online, the IIM IITs, as they're increasing the executive education program, and now everybody has understood in the corporate world, we have to be perpetual learners. The days are gone that I did my BTech, MTech, doctorate, it's over. Second biggest part is the corporatization of education has to happen. Because industry says grads are not employable. Institutes are saying my grads are employable. Now where is the gap? The gap is, with due respect to all academicians, maybe sitting here or across the globe, you're not gone on the shop floor. You're not working in the industry. You cannot teach merger acquisitions or valuations from book. Right? Did you do 2-3 merger acquisitions? Even simple example like an HR guy who has handled strike can tell about what is strike, what is layoff, what is lockout. But you cannot read a book and say section 2Q under Industrial Disputes Act defines strike as cessation of work, blah, blah, blah kind of thing. So the teachers will have to go to the industry. Teachers have to be the leaders and leaders have to be teachers. So when the corporate guys will come in the academia and tell what is required by the corporate world, then only the actual education will be fruitful, meaningful. Then only this, all grads are going to be employable. And now degree days are gone. Nobody is looking to look at, after some time maybe, degree and diploma. What skills you bring along with it? Including IBM, Google, Microsoft, they said, okay, degree as mandatory one part is okay. But what your skills, what project you handle, what exposure you got and you are bringing. So India advantage is the parents will not take some fancy clothes for themselves, but they educate the kids. The Asia, particularly more of The psychology is learn, learn, learn. I will give you a good example if you don't mind. Now, when they take people or the medical professionals have understood that we have to be jack of all. The days are gone that I am master of my own domain. Everybody. So we were just giving a program to IIM Trichy 3 years before. So we gave a program on healthcare management. They said, healthcare management niche area, will you get the learners? We said, yes, we'll get the learners. Out of 93 learners, we got 27 doctors. So while giving a talk, I asked one doctor, you will be in OT, operation theatre, or you will handle finance? He said, Dr. Salunkhe, we did that mistake for the last 15, 20 years. We were only in the OT. Where the money has gone, I don't know. So now when I have to start my own hospital, I should know finance, I should know HR, I should know marketing, I should have some glimpse of IT, right? So this is how the things are changing. When IT guys want to start their own organizations, they want to understand finance.
But then, Sanjay, we are also living in the age of AI, where everything is going to be dominated by AI. I mean, today, if I want to know about a particular subject, I just need to quickly go to, one of the apps that's available, ask the question, and then I get the answer within seconds. I mean, that's how fast the system really is today. So do you think our education system is aligned to the future needs, because the future is going to be dominated by AI?
Yeah, you are correct. AI is going to support. AI is not going to replace the teachers entirely. Okay, they will supplement. Right? So a teacher will understand the psychology, the learner's ability, and give an exact example which he is asking for. AI can give, but again, you have to be careful what information you get from where, how authenticate, how good, proper, and I think it will take some time to we learn only directly from robots or machines or from AI. Still that teacher or my kids should go to school and all that is bound to be there. And only thing I just mentioned, the teachers, like I give a good example, I'm Ahmedabad. I'm Ahmedabad, lot of faculties on the board of the companies. Now when you learn in the board meetings, right, you come and give it back in the classroom. That's why the employability is best in Ahmedabad and all those top-notch institutes. So that we'll have to learn. Let the teachers go to the industry.
Okay. Rajesh, now the question really is also how we need to be globally competitive. There is, a cost advantage that India really has. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, before the budget session of Parliament and before the budget was presented, made a very important point that Indian companies need to now focus on quality. If we want our products to be picked in the world, then we need to focus on quality. So what is being done to also get trust and aspiration for Indian products that are made in India?
See, the global consumer today trusts, like he is not thinking where the product is being made. He is actually looking for the quality of the product. India, from ages, we have yoga, we have Ayurveda, right? Yoga has been accepted across the world, not because it is very trendy or not because it is very inexpensive or not because Instagram is been marketed well, but because the quality and the trust is there. The results are there. Same way Ayurvedic products, it has the quality and it has given results. I'm telling you about my story itself. Few years back, I just went to an Ayurvedic store to buy few products. When I entered into, I was not pleased with the store. The products results were good, but the packaging quality was not that good. It was very shabby, right? Then I thought, why not we explore? Why not we export this same thing to the world with a better packaging, with a science-backed system? And that's how the quality came into place, and that's how today I am able to sell more than 1,500 crores of products year on year to the world. What Modi ji had told and what India is today is quality has to improve, and worldwide it is being accepted everywhere towards in the world. When the quality, Indian quality is highly appreciated rather than any other country's quality. Today with these FTAs and with these new things, when India has been opening up to the world, it has a greater advantage. So India is going to lead in a better way. Yes, quality is very, very important, and trust is also very, very important, and we've been giving this from ages, and that's why it has been accepted across the world.
Do you agree, Ruchika?
Before I get into this question, if it's okay, I'd like to build upon the prior conversation that was about still anchoring on talent. I think there was a point being made about readiness of talent, and at NatWest we depend on, tier 1 schools and bring in great talent every year and rely on that heavily. But I think that there is a partnership between industry and academia that has to be real. When we bring interns into the organization, it's equally important that our interns are actually working on production scale projects and are not necessarily just working on, dummy projects, etc. So therefore, building skills that are, taking them to true employability, as was being said. I do think that there's also newer schools out there that have been built by, and have been founded by ex-corporate leaders, etc., that are placing a premium on project-based learning, which I think is really helpful to bridge that gap. For us at NatWest, it is long gone about, you use the word cost. For us, it hasn't been about cost for a while. It has been about talent, as I said. It has been about building a long-term strategic asset in India for the NatWest Group. And it's been about elevating a great delivery engine to becoming a real innovation powerhouse for the bank that is building end-to-end full stack solutions for our customers, all the way from the customer and colleague experience to the data backbone and everything in the middle, when it comes to whether it's the building of the models, it's the testing of the models, it's the actual building of the APIs, all the way end to end. And that has been about true value creation and driving enterprise KRs, key results, versus about doing things because, commodity. Right? I hope that's helpful.
I'll also talk to you about the challenges that your sectors really are facing. But before that, Shiva, how are India's unique mobility challenges making it a global R&D lab for Uber with learnings used purposefully, say, in other markets?
So, as I said, a lot of products are actually tested, innovated in India. There are a lot of archetypes that we have taken globally. For instance, if you look at intercity trips or outstation trips, used to be a very India unique use case where you want to travel to a different city, it's a highly offline market, you hire a cab from the market. We've been at this journey of digitizing that market for around 5-6 years now. And we have almost 200 plus routes on intercity that are live on Uber. You can take these trips on Uber. You don't have to go to offline operator. And now this product is now live in many other markets as we speak, in the US, in Australia, and we're seeing great traction for this product. It's just a classical example of what works in India will definitely work in a lot of other markets, just that you need to find the right product market fit. For instance, the other classical example is metro ticketing, right? A service that has been live in the app for around 5 to 6 months now. We're live in 5 cities. First of its kind, again, we're seeing great traction, not just on the transit ticketing or the metro ticketing, but people are also using Uber to commute for the first mile, then take the metro ticket, and then commute for the last mile. So people are looking for connected journeys. People are looking for multimodal transportation. Right? Our consumer base is also shifting. Consumer base is not just a car user or a two-wheeler user or a four-wheeler user, depending upon the need of the hour, depending upon the use case. People use the kind of mode that is convenient for them. Right? Now this means very different things for the kind of portfolio that you need to have on the platform. Again, this is the learning that we're taking to a lot of other markets. And needless to say, as I said, tech is being developed in India. So we have this unique advantage of trying everything here and then exporting it to the rest of the world.
Okay, interesting. Ruchika, now talking about the challenges, because of course we know that we have demographic dividend, we have opportunities, we have a vision also, and political will as well. So given all of these circumstances, what are the challenges that, we are facing right now, perhaps a reform that the country needs to ensure we are able to make the most of the advantage that we have right now?
Thank you, Heena. First, I'll start by saying I'm a glass half full kind of gal, right? As I often say. So I don't tend to think of these as real challenges. I think of them as phenomenal opportunities.
See,
I
we've
think-
always turned the crisis into opportunities.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think these are at two levels. One, I'll start with the country because that's where you're anchoring. I think for us, as has been said, really getting our people and the strength of the demographic into that deep skilling quickly is going to be really important, and readying the country for wide-scale adoption of AI is going to be a very important lever into where we are going. I think we are poised though. I think, one, the unparalleled demographic, two, the investments at all levels of the stack, yeah? Continued investments in the digital public infrastructure, in the semiconductor, in all layers of the stack. There is that investment and that intent, but making sure that that widespread adoption is happening and is real, that gives us that federated scaling opportunity, which is possible only in India. I do think that we have a unique benefit and opportunity in this country to scale in a federated manner, which is not possible in many other parts of the world, right? For us in banking, and closer home, for us in banking, consumer behaviors are changing, consumer expectations are changing, and for us, our challenges or opportunities are really about building those connected consumer experiences in digital banking based on consumer needs and wants, and building more productivity for our colleagues in the next iteration. How do we innovate faster? Right? How do we fulfill the needs of our customers faster and do so in a world which is AI powered but human centric? That's the unique, interesting nuance and challenge that we're sitting on. And, we have proof points that we can scale AI in everything that we've done in 2025. We have many examples within the organization and in everything that we do where we have scaled, the adoption of AI as well as the use cases in the consumer base. It's about now taking that and doing that in a faster way,
Okay.
and driving to more consumer benefits.
Okay. Sanjay, one reform perhaps that's the need of the hour.
The way I said, the educationist should go to the industry. That's one. The government of India has done good work. NEP 2020 done good work. Viksit Bharat. You have multiple platforms like Swayam, NPTEL, right? Democratization of education has happened now because of the technology advancement. So the people, maybe in rural India, we in metros we feel because we have best of the best faculties to teach and educators. What about the rural India? Because one of my faculty, when I did my MBA, he taught me, mind-boggling. I said, if such faculties are available to the people in Kolhapur, Sholapur, Begusarai or Jabalpur, the rural India, the real diamonds and jewels are also in rural India, right? And that's because of online and this digital learning, this is possible now. So the people never dreamt that I can learn from IIM Ahmedabad, or IIM Trichy, or IIT Madras, IIT Delhi. Now because of the tech platforms, it is possible. That is also pushing up the talent a lot. And the corporate world has also realized that, as I said earlier, but we had to be perpetual learners. Every 2-3 years, we have to keep on learning. Right? And there's a lot of entrepreneurship happening in India. That will push the economy a lot. So hats off because of Viksit Bharat 2047 or whatever the steps being taken. That has given a good push, and I think the future is very bright.
Okay, future is bright, Rajesh, but is there any challenge that you want the government to immediately address?
In UK, there is a Ministry of Happiness. In UAE, there is a Ministry of Tolerance. Okay, if India and the globe has something on Ministry of Global Happiness Index, today India needs a healthier world, right? If we can cater to a healthier world, how it can be healthier is because of prevention, right? Rather than cure, if we start early and start prevention, if government comes with a reform that from the age of 25 itself, you will have to practice these things and measure the happiness, then I think at the age of 45, they won't end up in hospitals, rather they will be happier at home. If some reform like this comes in place, because we have to see the real Bharat, where it lies. We know that India is targeting a $10 trillion economy, whether it is targeting to a $10 trillion healthy economy. Where will all this money be useful? If we are wealthier, it's not useful. It should be healthier. So I want to inform the government that we should have some sort of a thing where we can make India healthier and wealthier. Thank you.
I think everybody agrees to the point and the suggestion that you gave. Thank you very much. We're completely out of time, but appreciate all of you for joining us today. Thank you.